Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for attending. Almost to 1,000. Let's do it. I'm hoping by the end of the month. So let's go. Today, we'll be talking about how self-improvement leads to isolation and my tips and advice on how to navigate this and prevent this. This topic honestly stemmed from a recent consultation call with one of my clients. If you want to book a one-on-one consultation and talk more about this, please email me at bedroomtalksconsult@gmail.com. It's in the description below, or follow me on Instagram at m.deep20. It's quite affordable. So pretty much, when did self-improvement lead to the isolation of yourself? I noticed that when you do self-improvement or go into this whole, religion pretty much, you tend to only do it by yourself. I think it's really important to necessarily cut off the toxic people and really focus on yourself, but self-improvement is kind of an individual thing. So everything that we do is for ourselves, by ourselves. And eventually you get to a certain point of improvement, you're like, whoa, where is everyone? I really don't have community, friends, or sense of social belonging. And this is a really dangerous thing. I think self-improvement is very important in the early on stages of eliminating toxic and negative people that no longer support you. But then you have to reintegrate this with new people. Right? The whole point of self-improvement is to better yourself, to attract higher quality people that you want to have in your life. Whether this is relationships through friends or a girlfriend, right? These type of things. Self-improvement is to better yourself so you go back into the world, back into the community. I think as Asian men, we focus so much on improvement. We always we want to get to the top of our class, top of our job, get the next promotion. We want to practice whatever we have passionately, but vigorously and intensely. We want to be number one in everything. But this means you have to spend a lot of time focusing on your craft. There's not a lot of time for socialization. When you're a man on your mission, you focus so much on this time doing things you want to improve your life. But eventually you kind of neglect your social life. I've noticed this through my recent calls. A lot of my clients come to me and say, hey, I have a really good job, or I'm in school, I'm in med school, going for my PhD, but I have no friends. I've done everything by the book. Where is everyone? Or people say I don't have the emotional intelligence or the social awareness or skills to make new friends. What would you say to me? So pretty much my most immediate thing is, look, start doing things that is community-based. Stop doing things that isolate you. I truly believe this. If you really want to improve yourself, you have to start reintegrating yourself into the world, because that's the next challenge. I think it's really dangerous to a certain point where you're in the self-improvement world or this whatever mindset, and you just keep leaving and focusing on me. But I feel like the forgiveness of others and tolerance of another person fades. We all have flaws we're working through, right? And I understand patience is quite thin when you want to be number one or keep striving for the next thing. But kindness and patience are great virtues of a good friend. And I'm saying this only works for good people. If everyone in your immediate vicinity, it doesn't really matter. But people you truly care about, you have to learn to be there. You have to learn to be patient. You have to learn to be a part of a community, be a backbone. But trust me, I truly understand. When I started doing self-improvement, whatever you want to call it, just an improvement of myself, not just the whole genre of self-improvement, I noticed that. I would go to the gym by myself. I'll go to school, hang out by myself, study by myself. On the weekends, I'll do extracurriculars, but I'd do that by myself. It really lacked a sense of belonging when I failed to realize there is an immediate community right in front of me. When I started going to the gym, after about a year in, I realized I see the same people. So I started saying hi, being like, hey, what's up? How are you doing? What are you working on today? What muscle group? And I realized there are people right around me who were similar minded and had similar interests. And I failed to acknowledge this reality. Self-improvement doesn't have to be lonely. You can self-improve with a community. I understand. When you start on the journey of improving yourself, your immediate friends or former friends start making fun of you, saying, oh, you're faking it, you're acting like a poser, this is not who you really are. Well, those people you need to remove. But there are legitimately good people who want to see you become the strongest version of yourself. And it's okay to walk away. But when you remove friends, you have to go find a new one. There's a beauty of being alone versus loneliness. Aloneness is the abundance of yourself. Loneliness is a lack of yourself. Loneliness is the inability to just be one. Aloneness is okay. I think there's some beauty in it. But after a certain point, when you work really, really hard, your energies start expanding outwards and you want to find friends. You have this itch in your body saying, I really want to build an emotional connection with another human being. I'm so tired of this. What's the point of self-improvement if there's no one around? A great example, I think one of my clients said was, as Asians, imagine an individual who played piano 24/7. He's been doing it since he's 5, and he's the best in the world. While he might be a protege, he might be one of the greatest musicians ever, or pianists, and he might be applauded from a stage afar, but there's no one with him. Versus if that same individual started playing piano in a jazz bar and he has fellow musicians with him on stage. Now you're the cool guy. You're the cool guy who could play awesome music. That's the subtle difference. It's the ability to use your talents, your mindset, and communicate it to the community at large. While finding good people is very difficult. I reinforce this every time. I think good people are hard to come by, but you have to put yourself on the line. You have to be yourself in order to attract the people you want to. While you may be rejected more, you should be reframing it and being like, hey, thank you for saying we're not compatible. You have saved me so much time. It's funny how we see rejection hurts versus we never see the alternate scenario or reality. The reality that we see is we've been rejected by an individual saying we are not valued for who we are. But the alternate reality is, let's say that person liked you 2% better, but never really loved you, never capable of loving you. Now you're spending your time and energy with someone who does not respect you. They just tolerate you. Isn't it better to be rejected up front, being like, hey, we will not vibe. Save your time and go find someone else. So you can spend that energy to build new relationships. It's funny, we never see the consequences or alternate realities of our decisions. We're just like, oh, poor me, I don't have any friends. Poor me, I've been rejected by a girl, rejected by a guy. The popular kids don't like me. Versus, even if you fit in, but you never truly wanted to, and deep inside you have this guilt, trust me, I've been there, it's not worth it. I think being alone by yourself is better than feeling lonely in a huge group. I think feeling lonely in a huge group is very, very destructive. Because now you're saying, wow, everyone here sucks and I just feel so lonely and depressed. Versus if you're physically alone, you have an excuse. It's like there's a lack of human beings. Versus if you already have fake friends around, you can't really have an excuse besides, wow, I'm with people and I really don't like them. Versus if you just took it on the forefront and was truly yourself, express your uniqueness. And I'm not saying to not be a good person. Be a respectful, good, kind-hearted individual. But put yourself on the line. You'll find people who genuinely do appreciate you, but how do you know? How else would you find out unless you go through life? I truly believe you have to knock on so many doors in life, and a lot of them do not open. When it finally does, you go through that door. You run through that door, and other doors open. It's funny. It's like a very magical thing I've realized in my life. The more I become myself, the more accepting I've been of myself. Realize, look, I am an Asian man. Cool, I have some quirkiness, I have some dorkiness, I have some funny traits about myself. But I can be a masculine man in this and confident and grounded in my own skin. And that's a very empowering thought. Whoever said you're not enough, maybe in their eyes, but to someone you truly are enough. I don't think there's a universal definition of enough, okay? Yes, I think being a kind-hearted, funny, good, strong, masculine man will get you very far. But outside of that, the flavors and uniqueness, the intricacies of yourself will shine, and you need that there. So I'd really urge you, when you're doing this self-improvement, whatever it means, getting a better job, finding better hobbies, getting a promotion, studying harder, try to do it with friends. And if you can't, go out and just do it in a public place so you find like-minded individuals already around you, and all you gotta say is hi. Literally. You can just introduce yourself and be like, hey, what are you working on? Then you seem very infatuated about what you're doing. Something similar to that extent. And if they say, fuck off, then that door is not meant for you. If you want to discuss this further, please email me at bedroomtalksconsults@gmail.com. It's in this description below. If you want to do a one-on-one consultation, we can do a deep dive and have a personal discussion. My clients are having great results and I'm opening my books. So, as always, I wish you the best. Namaste.